Hello everyone and welcome to another midweek Waldy's Waffle. You remember I said a few days ago that I was going to Germany to look at the John Deere factories. Thank you very much to Farrell's, our local dealer, and also John Deere for that opportunity. There was around 30 other farmers from all over the country who's going, so I had a great 3 days there. We went to the factory where the 6 series range of tractors are built at Mannheim, and also the combine factory as well. But in this update, I'm going to be looking at the 6 range of tractors, but unfortunately, I wasn't allowed to film anything at all from inside the factory. I should have pre-planned it and organised it beforehand. I might have been able to film a little bit inside, but they are very, very strict on filming and photographs from inside. So I'm talking to John Deere people, the person that took us around the factory, and also looking at the range of tractors. We've got a bit of a showroom outside, and looking at a presentation on a video as well. So lots still to look at in here. So hope you enjoy it. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you at the end. So it's 7:30 in the morning, Tuesday morning, and we are in Mannheim at the John Deere factory. And this is where the 6R range of tractors are built. A bit of history about the company. Apparently, they first came here to Germany in the mid-1950s. They're an American company, and in 1953 they decided to come into Europe, and they looked at Scotland for a base, but something didn't quite work out right there. It wasn't quite right for them, so then decided to come over to Germany. And the factory they bought in Germany actually meant they also had a factory in France and Spain, so they've got 3 for the price of 1, if you like. And Mannheim here, they turn out 40,000 tractors a year from here, and that's just this 6R range from here. This is the second biggest of John Deere's factories in the world, I think that's right. Obviously, like I said, they're an American company. Anyway, we'll go in and have a look at that. So quite some interesting data about them, and with a great visit lined up. So this is the entrance. Looks like all set for Christmas here. This looks interesting concept. So it's kerosene. So this is a maize planter. Other crops as well, but looking at the row widths, that's what it'll be for. So this is one of John Deere's, what you call classic tractor. 4955, it was built in 1988. That's when they were brought out. It's 230 horsepower. A bit different to tractors of today, looking at all the back end and the hydraulics, lift arms. Then across here is an 8R. And this is the wheeled version of our 8RX. 410 horsepower, the same. Obviously, when you look at the design of the bonnet and shape of it, it's a bit different. But this is the wheeled version exactly of ours. This is the 2 millionth tractor to come off the production line here at Mannheim. So this precision seeder there, this is how it works on the screen here. So it's picking up the seed. You can see there, carrying it around the wheel. And that's dropping the seed down towards the ground, all at a set speed to make sure the seed spacing in the soil is correct. All of it controlled through the screen and the isobus in the tractor. That's where the seed there's a hole there for the seed to go in. You can just see there it sits on it, and I think there's air pressure keeps the seed in the hole and make sure there's only one seed per hole. And that is this machine here. So this is a 6R, this is what's made here at Mannheim. Cabs are always recognised as being very good on John Deere's. 185 horsepower.
Mannheim, my name is Ryan Rimler, and as you can maybe tell by my not very German accent, I am half American, so that's why I sound the way I do. When he moved from Vermont to the Midwest in Illinois, he was only really a part-time farmer, but what he was. The first factory in the bottom picture, that was located about 1 kilometer over the train tracks. That kept growing and expanding until they were in the backyard of one of the castles, so they were asked to move. An engine company in Waterloo, Iowa, and they had the first one-man tractor on the market, which is maybe the Waterloo Boy you guys saw out here too. Yeah, that was their form of tractor. And they called it a bulldog for two theories. The first one was it was as strong as a bull and as fast as a dog. Means they couldn't afford to pay the banks. And what John Deere as a company did is they laid down a lot of money and said, leave our customers alone. How are they supposed to, pay us if they don't have the machines to work? Deere was like, we want to keep growing. We need to explore other parts of the world. They came over to Europe, met with Lanz, the company, and that's how they last few years was in 2000, the company Timberjack, who's a leading manufacturer in forestry machines. And in 2017, the Vietken Group, which made John Deere become the world's third largest manufacturer of construction equipment. For those that maybe don't know, Vietken has 100 years of tractor production here in Mannheim, although not as big as we wanted to because of the pandemic put a little hold on that. But for that reason, we celebrated this one a bit more, our 2 millionth tractor that we assembled here in March. A little bit of our sales per division. As you can see, our net sales and revenue, $52.6 billion US dollars, with a net income of $7.1 billion. Most of that being in our agriculture, $845 million US dollars were invested last year, or in 2021, I apologize. We happen to be located in Region 2, where we have 18,450 employees, 19 factories, and a technology center in Kaiserslautern, which is about an hour away from here. 8,000 employees. Mannheim would be this large dot here in the middle. Below us is Waldorf, our sales and marketing center, our cab factory in Wolfsad, technology center in Kaiserslautern, our combine and forage harvester factory in Zweibrücken. And then at the top is the city Stadtlohn. That is where the company Kemper sits for our headers. It would be everything inside the slight oval shape in the trees. And to give you an idea, we are located right here. This is the full. So we'll be walking down into the transmission assembly, the drivetrain assembly, gear shop, finals US. We have 43 hectare here, and we produce all the 6M and 6R tractors. Those range from 4 to 6 cylinder models, going from 90 to 250 horsepower. Models that range from 90 to 195 horsepower, and the 6R 14 models that range from 110 to 250. America, Australia, New Zealand, what we call Region 4 is our biggest market, which really North America makes up 32 of that percent. Our Wolfsal, our cab factory, the cabs for our combines, forage harvesters, and our tractors are all being produced in here. I'll get to this top right building here in 1 second as well. And we have about 907 employees in here. Now what happens in the top right picture, also in Wolfsal, very important for us is our EPDC, which stands for European Parts Distribution Center, opened just 2 years later. We have about 350,000 item numbers in here with a worth of around $500 million. Combines and forage harvester factory in Zweibrücken. We produce the Combine Series WT and S here, and the self-propelled forage harvesters 8,000 and 9,000 series. Here we have about 1,000 employees. It's our public showroom where we host all our factory tours. We have a TV studio upstairs for maybe customers that can't make it. Those things can be live streamed.
A 2.8-ton bale, enough to make 1,000 pairs of jeans, rolls off the back of a cotton picker in Mato Grosso, Brazil. In San Jose, California, 100 miles of arterial roads are resurfaced in record time. And in the fields of Hungary, a combine harvests enough wheat in a day to make more than 1 million loaves of bread. John Deere is one of the largest industrial machinery companies in the world, with more than 100 international locations. For many people, the company is best known for the distinctive yellow wheels and green bodies of its machines. Here in Mannheim, a tractor rolls off the production line about every 4 minutes and begins a journey that could end on the other side of the world. It's one of a network of John Deere's European manufacturing plants that produces all the core tractor components.
We're not allowed to take any pictures or videos inside, but we've just been in the transmission factory, absolutely clean as a pin. It's fantastic when you see the cleanliness in an organisation in there. We weren't allowed to do any videos inside the factory, were we, Veronica? It's a standard policy. But so I just thought it'd be interesting to get some facts and figures from you. How many tractors normally a year comes off the production line?
Last year we produced about 40,000 tractors. It's been increasing over the COVID time. So we picked up with 43,000 tractors this year. And then from here will be a little bit of plateau basically, and it's always like cyclical business, so a little bit down and then again up.
And how long to make a tractor from the minute, say, the transmission goes into it rolling off at the other end?
For the whole factory we need about 3 days of work.
Yeah.
So starting with a kind of differential housing, that's the part of the powertrain. Exactly, 3 days, and 2 days for the cab. So if you want, cabs are made in Brussels separately, and it's a different city. So it's a 5 day of work for one single tractor.
One tractor, from start to finish.
So start to finish.
Yeah. Okay. And the cabs, you say they're not made here; they're made elsewhere. Yeah. And a lot of the tractors, when they're finished, they go down the Rhine on the river. Is that a really important route for you to take?
It is, yes, indeed. It is, because about 50% of the tractors are shipped by the River Rhine. So another 50% by the Autobahn, which is a highway to the most industrial countries here in Europe. But the rest, the 50%, is sailed off to Rotterdam and Antwerp, and from there by the sea ships around the world. So it's also Australia, it's also the US, it's also a few countries in the Mid and Far East.
And what is of the 6R that's made here, or which is the most popular one?
Oh yes, the most popular are actually 6M155 and 6R155, but also 6R250 is very popular.
And so the M, there's a little M there.
Yeah.
And the M denotes the fact it's not quite such a high specification.
It's a standard model, as we say, standard model. It goes up to 150 horsepower, more or less. Yeah.
And just to finish off the story about the mower, the reason why John Deere now make mowers, what's that all about?
Yeah, the lawn mower. Yeah. It's a cool story because we started in the 60s. And the story behind actually taking place in Moline, Illinois, where we have our Rusty Palace, our headquarters of John Deere. And there you know, the last representative of the family of Deere, Patricia Deere, she married Mr. Hewitt, so he became basically his lift up to the first floor.
Yeah.
And then, so he was the CEO, and they were standing at the inauguration time of the palace at the window and enjoying the view. And there, she has seen this tractor of American company Cab Cadet, and it's red and white striped one. And so she's seen it, and she said,
Cutting the grass.
yes, cutting the grass. But she said, there's no way, we have this different color in here. So my dear husband will have to change it. So they dropped everything. And within 3 months, they produced a lawnmower,
mower.
John Deere lawn,
Yeah.
from scratch, basically.
scratch, and that
to
is
the
where-
markets, yeah.
And that is why now, and they are genuine John Deere. They're not made by
Yeah.
somebody else painted green.
No,
They are
they
made by
are-
John Deere.
yeah.
Brilliant. That's great, Veronica. Thank you very much. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
So that's it. We've now finished the visit at the Mannheim factory. We're now heading across to where the combines are built, and I can't quite remember what it's called. So that's it. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you found that interesting. There was some good snippets there. Despite me not being allowed to film inside the factory, they were very, very strict on that. And so I do apologise for that. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. We might see some of you tomorrow. We've got our winter agri iFarm meeting just at the local village hall. So I might see some of you there with that. But if not, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on our usual slot Sunday morning, 8 a.m.